What is up, everybody? I am Alex of Film Freak Studios, and today I'm going to be talking about Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Let's get to the review. I am in a new location. I'm just going to briefly say that. It's going to be that way for 2 days. Just thought I'd let you guys know. So this is my review of Godzilla, King of the Monsters. First of all, it follows the 2014 Godzilla film, and it follows Kong Skull Island from 2017. Both of which I felt like were really boring films. Like, I've never been a Godzilla fan, but I went to see the trailer and I was like, oh my dear lord, this actually looks really good. Like, Godzilla 2 looked really good. Like, I never thought I'd say that. So, yeah, it's nice to say that, like Godzilla and Kong Skull Island, it's a very boring film. I never fall asleep during films. I never do. I just kind of think, I paid good money for a ticket. Might as well watch the film. Yeah, this film just made me fall asleep, and I'm surprised because there are so many ideas that could have really worked for Godzilla 2. Because the main poster is him breathing like electricity breath. Like what the heck? That was crazy. That felt crazy to me because this film has a budget of $170 million. So yeah, this should have been a really interesting film. It should have been really good. And in the end, it just felt really boring. So, yeah, the characters, we got Mark Russell, Emma Russell, Madison Russell, the family, Dr. Ishiro Serizawa, Dr. Chin, yeah, all these characters just seem, like, I think there are a total of, like, 2 characters that I actually remember, and that's, Ken Watanabe's, I don't know how to say his name, the character, Dr. Ishiro Serizawa, and Bradley Whitford's character, Dr. Rick Stanton, and his characters have always been kind of, like, the best part of the movies. But overall, like, all these actors, like, they have some really good history. We got Thomas Middleditch, who I've seen in a lot of films. I'm pretty sure he was the main character in Silicon Valley. Really funny show. But my thing about, this is that we also have Kyle Chandler. I mean, he was just recently in Game Night. I like that film. It's just that he's just not in this, he should not be in this film. Like, I feel like his character could have been really cut, and it would have been fine. I guess he was the father, so he couldn't really cut it very well. But there's just so many things I just couldn't stand about some of these characters. Specifically, like Dr. Chen, she was always just kind of like the background character. Dr. Vivian Graham, she was also really kind of background. Thomas Middleditch and Kyle Chandler's characters, they just felt like they weren't developed very well. And it comes to the point where Whitford and Watanabe's characters are the only characters I felt were developed. My thing about this film is a lot of people were like, "Oh man, this is going to be a spectacular film," and honestly, it just felt like it was being rushed. It felt like it was really being a rushed film. I guess what I can say about this film that really got me, when we actually get to the action scenes with Godzilla and like Mothra and all the different Ghidorah. I mean, we get all these monsters fighting each other, and it's really big scale. It's grand scale. I guess that's like the best part of it. But there is so much talking, and honestly, yeah, that's what comes with the process. Like, you have to know where Godzilla came from, why he's doing this, and it just sucks. It really sucks because the talking is so long and so boring. It doesn't make anything worth it in the end. Because the action, while it is fine and it's like really like big scale, it's not anything like I haven't seen before in an action film like this. And I have to sit through 2 hours and 12 minutes of this film. That's exactly the time that this film runs for. And honestly, I like how it starts off like saying that Godzilla 2014 affected the characters, but I just really don't understand, like, why was this film so boring? Like, this is a film that should be like big scale, so huge, and it just ends up being like, hey, this is not going to be a big scale film, dude. It's just going to be Godzilla. They're going to talk about Godzilla, but they're not going to get to the Godzilla parts until like the last 15 minutes. I crap you not. I know I'm not going to say any curse words, but I kid you not, this film, it takes about 2 hours to get to the good stuff. And that good stuff is Mothra and Godzilla and Ghidorah all fighting. It feels like it wasn't worth it just seeing all this talking, seeing all this boring mess. I know I'm getting like really out of hand here because there are good parts. Like the action parts, while they don't feel worth it, they are good. Like if I were to buy this on DVD, which I'm probably not going to, I would definitely say this film would just really, like, it piques my interest to a limit. But when we get 2 hours of talking and just talking about how, oh, Godzilla is like a really, he can help us, then do it. Then get to Godzilla and just let us see the action. That's what we came for. And most of it's talking. It's just talking. And don't get me started on the ending. The ending is probably worse than talking. It just ends. It just ends. It doesn't get anywhere. It just ends. And that's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. So can I say this film is horrible or anything? No, it's still Godzilla and it's still big scale. But I can't say anything like this film was like it was the best. It just wasn't. It wasn't a good film. And it just felt like we were just seeing a rushed film just to get all the action parts in the last 15 minutes. The last 15 minutes was literally just Godzilla fighting. I'm sorry, if you like Godzilla 2014, I didn't like Godzilla 2014, so if you like it, I'm sure you will enjoy Godzilla King of Monsters. It's just, it didn't feel worth it. It didn't feel worth it at all. So, do I think this film's horrible? No. But do I think I would watch it again? No, because I'd have to watch like 2 hours of talking just so we can get to the good stuff. Or else this film just didn't pique my interest, and I'm sorry. That's just enough for me to say this film's just mediocre. And to call Godzilla mediocre, that's unfortunate. So overall, this film is just, I hear it didn't do very well with critics, and I'm kind of glad because this film does not deserve to be critically loved, critically acclaimed. Overall, I don't know what I'd give this film. Like, if I could give it a 5-star rating, I'd give it 2. Because it's so boring, and then we get to the action and it doesn't feel worth it. So overall, that's all I've got. Godzilla 2 is pretty much just a boring film. That's unfortunate to say. So, until next time, stay freaky, film freaks.